Happy Monday, everybody. Park Ranger Roland Bissonette from Cowpens National Battlefield. Thank you for joining me in our spare bedroom that also doubles as our military appreciation room. We are back with another Southern campaign of the American Revolution Parks Group Clash of the Commander video series. This week is episode 5. The most significant women of the South Carolina backcountry. My choice is tied very close to Cowpens National Battlefield and to the battle itself, and that is none other than Catherine Moore Barry, also known as Kate Barry, who would be labeled the heroine of Cowpens. The reason why I chose Kate Barry, bravery and heroism was not for men alone during the American Revolution. Women definitely did their part any way they could. When her husband was part of a militia regiment, Catherine Barry would serve as a scout and a spy, doing anything she could to support the regiment. When she learned that Banassery Tarleton was over here in the western part of South Carolina, chasing down the Patriot forces under Brigadier General Daniel Morgan, and she heard that Morgan had put out a call for as much a militia to come and support him as possible. Catherine Barry, with no regard to her safety, risking the life of her and her family, jumped on a horse and rode about the western South Carolina backcountry, alerting any and all militia as possible as to Morgan's call for help. A little bit of her backstory here. She was born in Anson, South Carolina in 1752. At the young age of 15, she married Andrew Barry. They set about building a house at Walnut Grove. Their house at the Walnut Grove plantation is still there today. You can go and visit it. The house is under the control of the Spartanburg County Historical Association. All right, as I said, Catherine Barry's husband, Andrew, was part of a militia regiment under a Colonel John Thomas Jr. and a Major Henry White. As I said, she served as a scout and a spy, doing anything and everything she possibly could to help them, in fighting for our freedom. When she needed to, she had no problem jumping on a horse and riding around the South Carolina backcountry that had little or no roads. She had a very good knowledge of the area, so it was very easy for her to ride around and know exactly where she was going. When Brigadier General Daniel Morgan is putting out his call for a militia to meet him at the Cowpens, Catherine Moore Barry jumped on a horse, rode around, and alerted as much a militia as she could to Morgan's call. There are a couple of stories out there that really cover her bravery and heroism. One is when she was captured by a group of Tories. They were questioning her as to her husband's whereabouts. When she refused to answer their questions, they tied her to a tree and they flogged her. Some other stories covered that riding around, she would normally have Tory scouts on her heels as she was crossing rivers to escape them. She was also known to hide food in the stumps of trees, so that way a militiaman coming through would be able to have something to eat. A couple of things here covering her bravery. The Daughters of the American Revolution had a medal made in her honor. And author Sheila Ingle wrote a very good book that is called Courageous Kate, that talked about Catherine Moore Barry's ride through the backcountry leading up to the Battle of Cowpens. All right, you can see Leah Tabor's video, Will Caldwell's video, my video, and Adrian Stewart of 96 National Historic Site will post her video tomorrow. You can see all 4 videos on all 4 Facebook pages covering Kings Mountain National Military Park, Over Mountain Victory National Historic Trail, Cowpens National Battlefield, and 96 National Historic Site. Thank you for catching me today, and have a nice day.